Hello, hello! And welcome back as I once again summon my merry band of murderous mercenaries to deal with the maelstrom of monster down in the malevolent mazes of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. That's right, I'm pulling out the big guns here, because if Deathstroke and his crew of cannibal killers can bring down the drowned crew, they can bring down anything. And here's the important thing, because Deathstroke and the boys didn't just drop the drowned crew. They dropped them with speed. They did it fast. Deathstroke and the boys are dropping bitches like Wilt Chamberlain after an all-star game, which is to say at a furious pace. And also, Deathstroke and the boys is the new name of my Chemical Romance cover band. Just so you know, but I digress. Speed is what we need. It really is. We've got to get through these monstrous cysts in the Darkest Dungeon before they have a chance to teleport us, and I really feel like this is the combination that's going to let us get that done. So let's get the team together. It's going to be Deathstroke, it's going to be Barbara Kopetsky, probably Dazzler, and then we're going to go with the Huntress, Catherine Bishop, to fill in. We've got massive mark synergy, we've got overwhelming damage, we got Sandra Bullock behind the wheel of a bus, and we're going to go Keanu Reeves all over this shit speed style. So let's get to work. One thing I do want to check on, we do want to check on our camping skills, although we may have done that at the end of last episode. Encourage, fine. Marching plan. I'm just going to double check. It's been a day or two since I played any Darkest Dungeon, so we just want to, double verify. Nah, I'm not really worried about surprise. Plan, takedown, scout ahead. Both of those are useful. And we can camp a truckload of times in this dungeon. This is how we do it. I really like this is how we do it. Slade, you got this is how we do it, right? This is how we do it. It's Friday night. We're going in the Darkest Dungeon. You can get yours in a big black truck. Well, I'm going to get mine in a big black truck. You can get yours in a 6'4". Oh, Montel Jordan, whatever happened to you, buddy? Career that sort of went nowhere. So who's left? That just leaves the Dazzler, Alison Blair, and her skills. Do we need to pray? Yeah, that's actually not terrible. What are the odds we're going to do it, though? And none of these guys are, bounty hunters are not religious. No, it's objectively just a waste of money. We won't, I don't think for this dungeon that we're gonna need it. We also want to double check all of our skills just to make sure, although I'm pretty sure we're rank 5 across the board with these guys. They brought down the drowned, oh, wait a minute, Kopetsky? What are you missing? Oh, illumination, skill we'll never use. Hook and slice. Not only are we not going to use that, I actively think it probably won't work against some of the foes we're about to square off against. Not going to worry about that one. We'll double check Kathy B, although I'm pretty sure she's fine as well. She's good. I was just, for a moment, I was thinking about taking Bola because of the knockback, but or alternatively, suppressing fire is not terrible. Penalty to accuracy, penalty to crit. The crit penalty, more important. Are we going to want that, though? Now, really, we're just going to be marking and sniper shot. Mark and sniper shot are going to be our most two important. I spent the money anyway because I'm an idiot, but that's fine. To the Darkest Dungeon, then. Yeah, I know you won't go. All of you guys beat it. We should probably, one other thing we do need to do. I'm just sort of checking off the checklist here. We did get a lot of stress for the team that went into the Darkest Dungeon and got scoeyed all over. The eponymous scene in McBain where it's like, Scoey, McBain's partner, gets shot 8,500 times, and he's like, McBain, I'm not gonna make it. And McBain's all like, stop talking crazy. Yeah, these guys got all scoeyed, and I really want to try and make sure they're in the best possible shape for future missions. So let's give them a little stress relief. God-fearing, you will only pray. That's fine, we'll take you then to the Abbey. Let's have Lorna Dane pray. That's all she'll do. 1,800 bucks. Little expensive, and we are going to burn a lot of cash going through the Darkest Dungeon here. You're nervous, dyspomania, thanatophobia. You don't have any particular compunctions about what it is you like to do. Although as a Crusader, I'm going to assume you're a sort of a religious sort. Let's toss you in the cloister because it's cheap. Jamie Madrox is straight up afflicted. Dud hitter. I kind of want to get rid of dud hitter. That's terrible. On a speed, misses the spot is also bad and locked in. Fascinated with injury, wounds, and torture. Well, does that mean that flagellation is going to be good for you? Let's have you go, just like, my body bleeds for my sins. He's actually digging it. All right, then. We got a real Paul Bettany in the Da Vinci Code sort of vibe going there, which is a little weird. But hey, whatever floats your boat, champ. Don't let me judge you. I'm not here to kink shame you, baby. If you're You want to indulge? Go for it. Revel in it. Perfidious Pete, he's an equal opportunity sexual pleasure man. If whatever floats your boat, man, as long as it's not hurting somebody else, I say you do it. Probably it's not healthy if it's hurting you specifically, but you know what? I'm not going to judge you for that. You're entitled to hurt yourself. That's always it's always the Perfidious Pete option. I mean, you guys have watched me play video games. You know I've got a sort of a proclivity for masochist tendencies. Let's get some trinkets equipped. Two things we need in trinkets. One, of course, we need damage and critical, but we also need stuff that's going to allow us to mitigate our stress, because this team has no stress mitigation whatsoever. The Bounty Hunter's helmet is exactly what we need, in that it's big bonus damage, and then we also want stuff that's bonus crit, but if we can get it, things that are also minus stress. And I'm very seriously considering taking the Ancestor's Tentacle Idol so that we can move our trinkets around. In the event that somebody does get a stress problem, we can toss the Ancestor's Tentacle on them and maybe wiggle out a virtue. It seems a little gamey and a little cheap, but it also might just be the thing that we need. And this time we are not going to take the Ancestor's map. Took it into this dungeon last time. It did us jack shit for positive benefit, so I won't be making that mistake again. What other trinket can we get old Slade Wilson here that's going to prove itself useful? Bonus 10, that's for range skills. Actually, probably that Fuseman's Matchstick is going to go on Kathy Bishop. In fact, let's just go ahead and equip that. That's a really good trinket. And the Wolf's Tassel, it's 15% damage versus marked, which we're mostly going to be hitting. 10% well, 10 accuracy versus marked, again, which we're also going to be hitting. But more importantly, bonus critical chance versus things that are not size 1. We're going to be getting a lot of that. So that's just a flat 3% crit bonus. I think this is acceptable. Now we got to come up with trinkets for barbed wire, though, and this is where things get a little more tricky. We still want to go with plus damage. You know what we could do? What if we went for the Brawler's Gloves instead? Don't the Brawler's Gloves have a stress penalty? I don't want anything that gives us plus stress. If it gives us plus stress, I'm basically going to rule it out. Nothing that magnifies our stress. Where are our Brawler's Gloves? I mean, I know we have a set somewhere, right? Here, unequip all trinkets. Beautiful. Way to undo your work, Pete. Nice jorb. All right, so we still want the Wolf's Tassel. We still want the Fuseman's Matchstick. We still want the Wounding Helmet. But where are my Brawler's Gloves at? There they are. They do not have a penalty. Okay, so here's what we do. Let's do Brawler's Gloves. That critical is then offset by this. We got penalty to critical, bonus to critical, canceling each other out. That does give us -2 speed, but we're looking at massive damage, an extra 40% total damage against a marked target. Well, I mean, we're not canceling the critical penalty against stuff that's not size 3, but I'm surprisingly comfortable with that. Then we go with our Wounding Helmet. And now we just need one backup trinket, and again, it can't be anything that gives us additional stress. No extra stress is allowed. The Focus Ring is tempting, but it tanks our dodge so badly, and dodge in this dungeon could be the difference between life and death. For Allison Blair, I mean, there's no debate on this matter. She gets our standard Vestal stuff. Standard Vestal outfit for her also has additional benefits in that it does lower her stress. Gives her huge healing. It nukes her stun skill chances, but we don't really use stun skills for Vestals. But she has -10% stress penalty, or bonus rather, sort of inherent in that, which I quite like. Now the question becomes for the Bounty Hunter. Do we want to go for damage? Do we want to go for healing? Or do we want to go for some combination thereof? I'm really tempted to go for the Bullseye Bandana. It tanks our dodge, which is bad. This does up our damage if we're in position 4. But there are a lot of movement attacks that we have in this dungeon. Slow reflexes just gives you -1 speed. I think we're better off with the Bullseye Bandana, and we can get heals out of Kathy B in a pinch, so I don't really want to nuke her heal skills. She's got bonus accuracy, bonus damage, or rather bonus damage and bonus crit, which is fine. She only has ranged attacks. That's pretty good bonus crit. She's rocking 5% bonus crit. That's like 1 in 20 hits. She is paying a small penalty in dodge, but that's fine. And that means that our trinket then of choice, I am going to go with the Ancestor's Tentacle. let's get tentacly with it. Let's make like a hand tie and just embrace the weird and do it. I'm going for it. You want to give me a little bit of tentacle action? Hey, I'm an experimental guy. Give me a little tentacle action. How do I know I don't necessarily like it until I've tried it? So what's the skill difference here? You have come hither, which honestly I don't think is going to be especially useful. Stuff in this dungeon is going to be highly resistant to move. What would we replace it with? I mean, our other option is also a move. Flashbang is a stun, but we're not rocking any stun bonuses. Then again, it's still going to be more useful than come hither. Alternatively, we could go for the hook and slice, which does have a bleed component. Hook and slice, bleed component is nice. Do we try it out? Maybe once or twice? Nah, let's not get too Dr. Seussy, and I think we just stick with the flashbang. Uppercut does us no good, though. Hook and slice is only rank 4. We will fix that. If I'm going to take hook and slice, it's going to be fully ranked up. Your skills are sorted. Your skills are also exactly where we need to be. So let's head back out very quickly. Back to the guild. Got to get Deathstroke. I'm not coming into the darkest dungeon with Slade Wilson batting at anything or performing at anything other than absolute top of specifications. There's no option there. Let's provision. Yeah, I'm convinced we're going in. Let's do this. Darkest dungeon into the belly of the beast. Food. We can camp 4 times. We need 8 food per camp. So we're looking at a 32 food need. That's a lot of space for food. We can stack it to 12. If we go 3 full stacks, that's 36. That covers every camp plus 1 opportunity for a random food take. That is just not enough. I think we take all of the food. I want a full stack of bandages. I really want 2 full stacks of anti-venom. We've been taking shovels. I don't think we've ever encountered a barricade in the darkest dungeon. So I'm gonna forego it. No barricade. If we're not gonna find barricades, we don't need shovels. But then again, why not take a shovel just in case? We never know what we're gonna encounter. Just because we haven't encountered one to date doesn't necessarily mean they aren't there. We already have 2 full stacks of anti-venom. Let's take a couple shovels. We won't take a full stack because that just seems like wasteful expenditures. But 2 shovels, it's reasonable. And also in the darkest dungeon, it's not like we're worried about picking up treasure. It's not a wealthy place. We're not exactly finding scads loot.
Holes are but an antechamber. The creature is vast beyond measure.
Yeah, it's also very H.R. Geiger-esque in that it mostly reminds us of vaginas.
Over the threshold.
Don't mind the dentata, which I think I made that joke the last time we came in here, but tell me this doesn't look a little bit like a clitoris to you. I mean, yeah, it's like a little fleshy nub in there, sort of at the top. I think you're channeling H.R. Geiger here, a little art director, and I gotta say, I like it. I'm a fan. So last time we were in this dungeon, the paradigm seemed to be to just try and find our way to the middle. We have to activate a locust beacon. We don't know specifically what that entails, but it seemed like the quickest path there was going to be just to head straight to the right. Like this area, if we move the map around a little bit, like over in this area, I think is where we need to be. So we're gonna work out and try and get over into that generalized direction. We're already picking up a lot of stress just for walking through the dungeon. I mean, come on, guys. Embrace the inner flower here. Sure, it's a little creepy that it's some kind of irising scope, but you got to admit, vaguely reminiscent of like a hymenal ring, too. You dudes up front, you can respect what I'm talking about, right? You guys know what I'm on. So if our goal is to get to the middle, we kind of just want to keep going right, I think. Let's burn a torch. We want to keep our torchlight above 75 at all times. So burn another torch. We do have some campfires, which will restore our torchlight. Okay, so we've got our first fight. But it's not one of those cis things. It's a terrible start is what it is. Allison Blair halfway killed the first shot out of the box. That's real bad. Okay. Well, do we need to mark here? I kind of feel like the answer is no. Let's see if maybe we can kill this guy before he gets a chance to swing at us. It's not out of the question. Deathstroke with 10. We can get some damage and some self-healing. Good chance for a kill. Except for the dodge. We got neither the damage nor the healing. What the hell does fetch do? It's a move, probably a pull that's supposed to bring us to the front. Didn't work though, did it, sucker? Yeah, who's dead now? Here comes a Nash. They're really focusing on our healer. I think we're gonna have to bump up. Kathy B is gonna have to do some health work here. It's time to get out your medicinal skills. We are getting dodged like crazy. I don't like this at all. Second time we've gotten dodged. I would have loved to have gotten the heal buff on before this came about. We'll get a little self-healing plus a little damage. It's disappointing, but it is. Sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. Our first fight's not going fantastically. Comes the fetch. If you pull her to the front, it's not really the end of the world. She can mace bash still. Okay, and we can still get some good work out of Deathstroke. You know what? I think we go. What's your stun resistance? Bang. Let's go for the flashbang there from barbed wire. Beautiful. Stunned him and moved him to the front. Then we're going to crush his skull in with Allison Blair. That guy stays stunned. We stack more healing and get a critical heal. Beautiful. Now it's just up to Deathstroke here. I say we go for the kill. There it is.
Give them no quarter.
Slade Wilson delivers another fetch. This is again a pull, but bringing us to the front. That's where we want our bounty hunters. We need them in the front lines. The dodges, though, are getting to be problematic. Have Kathy B toss a little heal patch there. There's Slade Wilson with the criticals we've come to know and love from our bounty hunters. Would love to heal. Honestly, I think just getting out of this fight, though, is more important than any particular variety of healing. A little bit of stress relief for the kill as well. Overall, useful. Here comes our scout. Well, shit, we're out of right. I want to keep going this direction because I'm almost certain our locust beacon is going to be over here, but we don't... I want to go right, but there's no right left. Maybe we can go down and over. All right, let's head down then. Continue on. Pretty good clip. Could be a fight in this room. Let's refresh our torchlight. It's a little lower than I'd like. And in. I think last time we went straight down first, and it proved we got nothing. Okay, we got nothing, but there is more right on the menu, so let's keep going right. Also, this seems to be going back up. Maybe we can go right and up? How come we haven't encountered any of those... Oh, never mind. Okay, I was going to say, how come we haven't encountered any of those cysts? It seems like at this point on our last run, we had already encountered one. So we're going to start it off with the mark and the debuff. Here comes the move. Resist it. That's my girl. 14 damage done to mark target. I was really hoping for a little bit more. Bulging Gaze. This is a low damage stress attack. Low damage, moderate amount of stress. There's what we're looking for, though. 35 big old damage from Deathstroke. Another Bulging Gaze. All right, the stress is... we knew stress was going to be sort of our delimiting factor. I think we got to go for the AoE heal. Everybody's a little banged up. This guy will probably heal the big dude. Yeah, we're getting displaced again. Not really a problem. Also, we resisted it, which is fan-friggin-tastic. Big ol' wallop from barbed wire. 47-point critical. And this right here is exactly why we brought this team. This is what we brought him to do. Pummel this dude with overwhelming damage as fast as possible. And he's already into the point where he's self-healing. Maybe go AoE heal? Two big old crits back to back, and we put him straight into Hurt Locker. That's some pretty respectable damage, but also a respectable amount of stress as well. Our target is no longer marked. He's getting healed. All right, he healed 30. Let's see if we can overcome that with our own damage. Slade Wilson did more than that in a single swing last time. There's 19, so he's got a net gain of 11. I think we go for a big... let's just go for an AoE heal and hope for a crit. No crit. Couple people who are injured all around. We're getting digested. This is a blight attack. Okay, it's a big blight attack as well. But if we can get the kill... Oh, we're so close, though. He's going to digest us again. Son of a bitch, these blights. All right, beautiful. We've resisted. Murder. There it is. The cyst goes down. And this team is firing on all cylinders. They're doing exactly what we had hoped they would do. This guy does not have an overwhelming level of damage, so let's see if maybe we can grind out some heals and whatnot out of this attack. Gonna resist. We're gonna drop a big battlefield... Oh, we can't battlefield bandage ourselves. That's right. Let's drop it here. We will do some trivial damage to this guy, but the main Wait, is this the guy that teleports or is it the other guy? I don't want to... Son of a bitch. Well, we've teleported ourselves straight into another fight. This is extraordinarily bad. We also still have that blight ticking on us. Let's go ahead and drop a heal. And then we'll throw, with the buffs on us, we should go ahead and group heal. Yeah, they're really focusing Dazzler down hard. She's got the heal buff. This is fine. She's going to get more out of this. Big crit and a timely crit. Very well done. I really need my bounty hunters to start getting on work here, though. We need you guys to start to get off the mark. We definitely are going to go for a stun here. Resisted, but we got the stun. I don't care about the move. The move component I am not worried about. We've got these guys outnumbered, and every time we can stun one, that's a pretty significant gain for our team. Going 4 on 3 is nice, but going 3 on 2 is actually objectively better. If you look at it from a percentage increase, we've gone up, you know, it's an overall increase in the advantage. I think we just shoot for this guy. Damn, we hit the wrong target. I forewent the heal in favor of damage. May have been a slight mistake. Dazzler sending out some of the pumping slaughtomatic sounds that will keep you live. System failure for the master plan. She's louder than God's revolver and twice as shiny. That's why they call her Dazzler. I think we just go for the blind fire here. Well, okay, blind fire is just slapping into targets at random, but you know, we call it blind fire for a reason. Resisted, beautiful. A kill would be beautiful, barbed wire. Did not get it. Here comes the Nash in return. 8 damage is no big deal. 5 stress, honestly, is not that big of a deal either. We're just going to group heal with the Dazzler. Big roll of a 7. You're dead.
As the fiend falls,
we could have taken a shot at this guy, but there was no guaranteed we get the kill, and I really just want to try and ensure these guys are dead before they get a chance to go again. Perfectly executed. Nice work, team. Nice work. So now we got to figure out where the hell we are.
seize this momentum.
Okay, so this is where our last fight was. But this, like, doesn't connect with anything. So, I mean, we're out of right. This is... I was basically convinced that this is where we would need to be. But now, I got to admit, I'm a little bit confused here. I was thinking this would be our ultimate destination, but it doesn't look like this is actually going to be our final destination. What if we... well, we'll go back to this room, and if nothing else, we can go finish off that cyst, so that if we get teleported back to this room, we don't have to fight it again. Fighting it once, irritating enough. Let's just go put a nail in the coffin. It should be relatively easy to... Oh, shit. So we got a Gnasher and some polyps. Venomous Phlegm is a bad attack. It's a big blight, and it marks our target, and these guys do additional damage against marked targets. There's a push. We resisted. Excellent. This is worrisome, though. The clutch dodge from Allison Blair. That was beautiful. Okay, so what's your stun resistance like? It is not fantastic. Let's stun one of these guys. Again, going from 4 on 3 to 3 on 2, it doesn't sound like it would be that significant of an improvement, but it's actually a big swing. 10 damage for the polyp. We're going to have Deathstroke follow that up. Not quite enough to get the kill. But Dazzler, who needs to heal herself anyway, can finish him off. And there's the advantage of the 3 on 2 right there. We took out one of theirs. They got nothing of ours. And now it's 4 on 2. Here comes the Nash. That's a lot of damage. Coupled with the Blight, I think we gotta err on the side of keeping Dazzler alive here. Deathstroke and the boys have got the rest of this covered. I say Deathstroke and the boys, but one of those boys is barbed wire. I'm going to go for the combo damage and healing there. We've got the buff to get the extra heal. That's going to be enough to keep us alive. Now all we have to do is just hang on. We can't really hit you, but we can... You know, we could stun him. Why not? This has a chance to move him to the... Okay, perfect. It actually moved him forward where we could get another shot at him, too. Let's keep piling heal buffs. Big old 12-point critical. Plus, we've got the buffs for additional healing off this attack. Big aggregate games right there. And now we can just start murdering this chump stain. He's also stunned, so he's going to go this round with no attacks. Taking 12 damage from barbed wire. Stun ends his turn. Little arrow to the face, and then we're going to have Deathstroke stroke him right to hell to death. There it is. He gave him the Deathstroke. Deathstroke, by the way, also the name of his favorite
Trifling
sexual
victory, but a victory
position.
nonetheless.
You know, he gives him the old Deathstroke. It's like a reverse grip kind of European masturbation sort of thing. I'm kind of at a loss on where to go. We could keep going to the right and looking for more. But I mean, I feel like we need to go toward the middle. So here's the thing. Let's go. Okay, let's go to this. We got to go back. The one thing we're definitely going to do is we're going to go finish off this room battle. If we think the Locust Beacon is going to be in the middle of the dungeon, this seems hugely suboptimal, but what we should do is try and figure out exactly how the dungeon layout works. Big ol' swing from Barbara Kopetsky. We should sort of try and figure out where the borders of the dungeon are so that we know which way to go. I had assumed it would be up in a square, but it looks like maybe we came in towards the top layer? We've only really seen down since we got here, which would suggest to me then if this is, we've got right still, and we have down in pretty much every location. If we've got right and got down, that sort of suggests we're at the upper left corner of the maze. Let's go check out this room then. Let's investigate it and see if there's up. If there's up, this shit may just very well be random and we're just wandering around guessing. None of the other Darkest Dungeon have really felt random, though. And last time we wound up teleported, if I remember correctly, we wound up teleported like way down here, which again would be something that would suggest we're sort of at the top left corner of the map. And we definitely want to increase our light level. I don't want to get in a fight while I'm at 56 torchlight. Which is good, because holy crap, we just about... Okay, that was really well timed. Displaced. Resisted the move. That's the most important aspect. And we got the early mark for the bounty hunters. Kathy B with a big speed roll right there. 23 damage from Slade Wilson. A fantastic start. A little bit of a weaker follow-up from Barbed Wire, admittedly. Here comes the Digestion. 16 damage and a Blight. Man, that Blight really hurts. You know what? I think now is a good time to drop an Anti-Venom. And let's go for damage and self-healing. The self-healing aspect of Judgment, you really can't underestimate. Ouch. Okay, that's a big problem. 8 damage per round for 5 rounds. We are absolutely going to need to heal that shit. The critical is a big problem. We got our swing off, then we got displaced, but we managed to resist the move. This is definitely one we're going to anti-venom. 15 damage. That's a pretty solid swing. I want to keep piling damage on this guy, but we got to get the heals out. Big time for a critical right there. A little bit of stress relief as well. Now stop doing damage attacks, though, and go into heal mode, dude. I can keep pace with you as long as you're in heal mode. Speaking of heal mode, we're absolutely going to need a heal. 16. Bringing it back. Our stress is getting a little bit problematic. Another Digestion. And Slade Wilson is on death's door. Don't win a speed roll, Slade. That's all I ask. Don't win the speed roll. 10 damage is all you can give me out of that, Kopetsky. Oh, man. Dazzler's in real bad shape. How much has she got left? We can't heal through it. We got to anti-venom. And we definitely have to go for the group heal here. We've got to get Slade Wilson off death's door. He's only going to wind up back on death's door, which is bad. But we will have a chance to get rid of that blight before it happens. We can't afford to remark as much as I might like to. We need that heal buff. Another Digestion? Knock it off with this shitbox blight attack. And now Allison Blair is at death's door too. Slade Wilson is not, but we're definitely gonna anti-venom here. I also feel like we have no choice but to camp at the end of this one. Guys, I know you need marked targets to do really... Sincerely, with the blight attacks though, this shit has gotta stop. This is way, way too much blight here. Okay, you know what? Mark this guy. We're doing shit for damage without marking. We're gonna get more mileage out of the mark. That guy's healing. Come on, Huntress. Okay, heal her. That gets her off of death's door, only to go immediately back on death's door. We're gonna have to use another anti-venom. I really should have purchased more anti-venom. The critical is nice. I really would have preferred that to stay on Slade Wilson. Okay, here's a bulging gaze, so we're out of the stupid-ass freaking light attacks. Slade's back on death's door. No, he's got 16 damage on him. He doesn't have a lot of stress. I think we're going to roll with it and try and heal through this. You gotta be shitting me with these digestions. Gonna get displaced. We're definitely gonna have to heal after this fight. This is not going anywhere near as well as I thought. We are not getting the kind of damage output that I was expecting. Who's more likely to resolve okay, well, it's more important that Dazzler survive than Slade Wilson. It really is. Also, she could win a speed roll here. Revivify. Okay, he's into the self-healing mode. Now we've got him beaten. Yeah, I know you're back on Death's Door. That's fine. We'll get you off of it. Just chill for a second. You even gave yourself enough of a heal that the next tick of blight damage will... Never mind, I was going to say won't put you back on Death's Door, but then this guy won't do anything but throw massive damage AoE blight attacks. Kill this piece of shit. Oh, fantastic. By the time we got back around to him, he had already gotten through. Perfect. Well, that's big, is what that is. That was a huge critical. Oh, shit. Okay, Slade Wilson, you gotta hang on. It's about time somebody actually resisted a blight, too. 7 damage. Somebody finally threw an attack at Kathy Bishop, and she resisted the blight. There's a very timely critical. Okay, Slade Wilson, you gotta mark this dude. We need him marked. We do shit for damage as long as he's not marked, and I also need you guys freaking swinging at this dude. We gotta keep him in the position where all he wants to do is heal himself, so he stops with this blight attack bullshit. In fact, I think we gotta try and burn him down here. Single target digestion is not that big of a deal. Keep with the churn and burn, guys. We're gonna try and wade through the damage. Barbara Kopetsky is basically immune to the blight, apparently. You know, once you've been in as many strip clubs and touched as many stripper poles as barbed wire, it's about time we pulled a freaking critical, by the way. But once you've been in as many clubs as and now we're getting teleported. That's fine, the cyst is dead. It did teleport us into another fight with some high damage enemies, which is bad, though. Yeah, a little bit of Nash. Kopetsky is now on Death's Door, which is very bad, especially if we lose a speed roll here. Okay, we dug in. We held on. Give me the bonus heal. Just get us off Death's Door. That's really all we're looking for. Give me the stun. We got to make this a 3-on-1. The move is very suboptimal. I think we go for the AoE heal here. Slade. Start working over this guy who is not stunned. We're only taking 1 attack this round. It's coming at Dazzler. Alright, I feel like we're maybe in a position where we're finally going to get through this. We want to kill one of these guys. We can't have 2 of them swing at us. It's just unacceptable. Let's finish you off. A little bit of stress relief as well, which is nice. It's going to be Slade Wilson and Barbed Wire doing the rest of our heavy lifting. I want to get a big enough heal that we don't have to worry about somebody bouncing back and forth off Death's Door again. And I really kind of feel like maybe we got to camp now. We need some stress relief. I don't want anybody... Also, you know what, while I'm thinking of it, since you are our highest stress unit, probably the smart move here. Smart move would be to give you the tentacle. I'm going to mark. I'm going to try and buy some time with these hounds to see if we can't get off some significant heals. If we can keep him stunned and locked down, that would be big. Let's throw another heal buff on you. Even if it only buys us enough time to get 1 more single target heal on Deathstroke. With this bonus healing, that's going to be big. A little bit of damage there, nothing to really be concerned about. Give me the stun. Excellent. We bought ourselves another full round. Just keep marking this dude. Finish him really would have torn him apart if we had gone for it. Now we go for the AoE heal. And we're going to get 1 more because this guy is stunned. Then we're down to speed rolls. We're taking a little bit of stress, but that's fine. We're going to camp, and some of our troopers still have very low stress. The extra healing is going to be more useful, I think. So just mark him. I'm going to go 1 more turn here. He got the mark. He got the debuff. We may as well throw the stun attack. If we can get the double stun. Yeah, he resisted both. All right, not unexpected. Drop the heal on Dazzler, which criticaled. And then I think we just go for the big AoE heal. Now this guy's got to die. We're not tearing in. Okay. Well, we've learned our lesson. We should not have dicked around. Okay, so no more dicking around trying to bring fights out. These guys get reinforcements. Reinforcements are very bad. So you gotta die. Dazzler calling down the bolt from the blue. Yeah, give me a mark. How's it feel to be marked, chump? Oh, you're gonna hit me with the death lash? That's bad. That's a stress attack. We gotta swap trinkets immediately. Kathy B is catching a finger. That's fine. We've got bandages. We didn't even get hit with the bleed. We resisted it. Okay, so we need... Oh, you have the Ancestor's Tentacle already. Good. Chop this man in half, then. You want to hit us with big damage attacks, Mr. Tentacle Beast Man? Oh, you bring it. We are not... Oh, okay, we have got to camp immediately. Get him marked up. Kathy B, as much as I'd love to have you shoot here, I think the heal is more important. I'm going to double up on the single target heals. That will allow us to spend all of our camping time focused on stress management. The finger is not a big deal. Slade Wilson can handle a little bit of light finger. It's going to be fine. Little light fingering now and then. Go for that. Get the big heal on him. Put the heal buff. Then we drop the big single target heal. I'm going to go for a stun here. This, I think, is one time we can try and buy an extra turn without, overwhelming worry about what that turn may cost us, because we're immediately going to follow it up with a death blow. And there it is. We're in this room. We definitely have got to camp here.
Be wary. Triumphant pride.
So once we got teleported, no, we're not going anywhere, guys. We're going to camp. Once we got teleported from this fight, we wound up here. So again, it seems like maybe the middle is in this area somewhere. But we're definitely we're in no position to do anything but camp, so let's just get that out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and eat 10 food. And we gotta do some stress mitigation here. This is how we do it is so good, because it's +5 crit. That's a big deal, but it does take 3 time. The first thing we absolutely have to do, we got a sanctuary. There is no debate about the sanctuary. It's massive stress relief. It's a gigantic heal for our troopers on Death's Door, and it prevents nighttime ambush. So what to do from there, though? That's the question. Plan takedown, bonus damage versus size 2, bonus accuracy. It's so good. But if we plan takedown twice, we get no additional stress mitigation. We could camp back to back. No, because then plan takedown goes away. If we were going to do that, we would have had to do our stress mitigation first and then plan takedown on the second camp. Maybe that's how we'll plan the next one. We can work, I think, with our current stress levels. We're good enough for maybe another tangle or 2, and after that, maybe we go for the double camp. It seems like a solid idea. Nothing I'm not prepared for. I've seen a lot of shit I'm not prepared for. Bonfire's going to frighten away the monsters. I'm not entirely sure about that. Also, looking at the clock on us when this episode's getting a little bit long. So I'm going to do something that I don't ordinarily do with Darkest Dungeon. I have no idea how long it's going to take us to get through this dungeon, but based on what we've seen so far, we're 40 minutes into this episode, and I'm going to say we're roughly 25% of the way done. So I'm actually going to put a cut in this mid-episode. I know, it's a scumbag thing to do, but once videos get above like 40 or 50 minutes, they take an extraordinarily long time to upload onto YouTube. They get really, really big files. And my upstream bandwidth just isn't as high as I would like, so it's sort of a time management thing. If you want a new episode every single day, I got to be able to actually upload 1 episode in a day. So I'm putting a cut in here. If you enjoyed this, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us. If you'd like to see more of whatever the hell this many-limbed-eyed creature in the background is, might consider subscribing as well. I'm not sure why you're into that, but if you are, again, Perfidious Pete's not one to kink shame, so just knock yourself out. Right now, though, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again, like, in just a couple minutes after I've cut this.